love my life. I love my life. I love my life. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Efrosini Adamid is here. I can tell that we got people from all around. New Zealand in the house. Kia ora. Reunion Island. Bonjour. Some Aussies. G'day. And Labasridas for our Eastern European friends. Have I missed anybody? I'm sure I have. So, Kalimera. I can't believe I forgot Cyprus. So guys, I'm excited for this webinar today. I'm very, very excited to bring a very special guest. And for those of you guys that maybe this is your first webinar that you're joining with us, welcome. Welcome to our success family. Believe this is already being translated in a couple of languages. So if your English is not your first language and maybe you struggle to keep up, look out for the translation in your local groups. And before we kick things off, I know we have a very powerful tool, very good at helping us generate income, especially during times like this. But at times like the next 30 minutes that I'm going to be working with you guys, I highly recommend that you turn this device to silent so you can actually, hang on, I'm just going to put myself on mute as well here because on the notifications, once they start, they're not going to stop. Because I would love for you guys to be 100% present for this very special guest that I'm going to bring up. This gentleman I have a lot of respect for because he's come into our company a few years ago, and firstly, he had a couple of businesses before he joined World Ventures, was already working very, very hard. He's a family man, an amazing father, and he was a statistician, like he loves the numbers by profession, but he wanted something more, and he saw this in World Ventures. He came in and literally just started creating a trail of fire, because this guy's got such a strong work ethic that he walks the walk. Some people talk the talk. Some people don't even talk, they just watch. And very few walk the walk. And this gentleman is definitely one of those people that truly, he walks the walk. He's someone that is really sets the pace. And right now in Africa, he has one of the fastest growing teams. And we recently started connecting even more and started building a really awesome relationship. And I'm very excited to have him on the webinar this morning, because not only is he an IMD and a top income earner in Africa, but the last couple of weeks especially has been one of the top cyclists in the whole world. And I reached out to him and I said, Martin, here's what I see. When somebody's on fire, the best thing we can do is put that person that's on fire in front of the rest of the team, and the team will catch fire. And when he said he was happy to jump on the call, I know it's early in the morning where he's at right now in Africa. He's been blitzing like crazy, but he's taken some time out of his busy schedule to come and serve this team, this international team. And Martin, thank you. I appreciate that. Hang on, I'm just gonna mute you here. I'll make you a co-host. There you go. So Martin, we're ready for you, my friend. Good morning.
Good morning, my sister. Thank you so much for having me on the call. It's an honor and privilege to, be invited by you to come onto this call and get to share my story. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you perfectly.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for your leadership. I learn a lot from you, and I continue to learn a lot from you. And you told me there's another Zoom happening for translation, so I need to go a bit slow, right? I hope I'm not too fast. All right. So, thank you so much for having me here. I really I appreciate your leadership, and Wow, it's been an amazing journey for me. Just real quick, maybe let me just share my screen. Oh, I can't share my screen. I just wanted to.
I've made you co-host now, Martyn, so you should be able to now.
Okay, great, thank you. All right, so I'm going to be sharing a bit about my story, and yeah, so that's me right there. So yes, my name is Ndiho Martyn. I am Ugandan, and I come from a very humble background. I got to see this concept 5 years ago, and this the way it happened to me at the time. I was running my own company, so I am a statistician by profession, just like my sister right there said. And I also hold an executive master's degree in business administration. I happen to be a PhD dropout. So if we have any dropouts on the call, yes, that is me right there. So, and so when I went into business, I was running two companies at a go. So the gentleman that shared this concept with me is Kenyan, and he got in touch with me on Facebook. And surprisingly, he was telling me stuff to do with traveling and sending me all the exotic places, the Bahamas, Miami, you know, all any place that you can think of. So he was sending me all those places. I didn't pay attention to what he was saying because at the time I was running my own companies and I knew I would get there at some point. But I was working really hard, Monday to Monday. I had no time for myself. I had no time for my kids. I would leave home very early in the morning. I would get back home very late in the night. And it was getting to me because, well, the more I worked, the more money I got. And again, it's so surprising, but I wasn't passionate about what I was doing. But because it was putting food on the table, I was cool with it. So I went on, and you know, I didn't pay attention to what he was telling me. And he eventually came to my country. He is Kenyan, so he came to Uganda, and he was there for about 2 weeks, holding meetings and constantly invited me to attend his meetings, and I never showed up for any. And he asked me for my phone number. I also didn't give him my phone number on chats. I kept, playing along. Wow. Then he landed on a mutual friend, and somehow this guy, we knew each other. He gave him my number. So when this stranger guy got my number and called my cell phone, so this time I figured this was getting serious, and the only way to permanently avoid him would be to let him come through, share whatever he wanted to share with me, and off he goes, and he will never bother me again. At least that's what I thought. Now, little did I know this would turn out to be the best thing happening in my life. So he came to my office, shared with me the video, played a video. Now, that time it was a video. So when I watched that, it was a 14-minute video at the time. That was 2015 on February 18th. So watching the video, midway, like 5, 6, 7 minutes into the video, I was already thinking of a way to apologize to this guy for avoiding him this much, yet he was bringing to me a blessing. So when the video was done, he broke it down for me, told me, showed me the business part. I was blown away. The travel bit had already, blown me away. But when I saw the business part as well, that was too much for me. So, but incidentally, he had a list. So he was documenting everything he was doing, and he had met 65 people in Uganda. No one had said yes. Now, I was meant to be the 66th person on his list. And he was on the verge of going back to Nairobi because after spending 2 weeks and no one was signing up, He wanted to go back. So to me, when I saw the list, I'm like, so all these guys are already members? He's like, no, all these guys said no. I'm like, what? So my first question to him was, why are all these guys not joining this? And I told him, you know what? I'm in. Sign me up. So that's how I came to be the first Ugandan to get started into World Ventures. So, and you know, it's funny, but at the time we had gold and platinum only, and gold was $360, platinum was $511. And you know, in life, to me in life, honestly, if anything comes my way, I will always want to go for the best. So I told him I'm going for platinum. But here is the shocking bit. Little did I know, for you to sign up as gold or platinum, you needed to pay immediately. So then he told me, so, okay, fine. So do you have a card or something? I'm like, no, I don't have a card. Like, so how are we paying? I'm like, how much do I need? I saw the presentation. I was excited. I saw the business. I was excited. And I thought I was going to sign up. I didn't even think about having the money, but the passion was there. I already loved it. So when he told me I needed, I told him I'll go for platinum, and that was $511. I did not even have the money. Now, that is really what hit me hard again, because not having the money and seeing something that you love, you are running a very successful business, that hit me hard. So, but that very day I had given some money to my brother. So I called him and said, hey, Joseph, so the money that I've just given you, can I please have it back? I've seen something that I need to do right now, and I'll pay you in 2 weeks. And he had not taken the money to the bank. So what we did was, I sat in my car, drove this guy, we went to my brother's office, picked that money. I didn't have a card. I didn't, I come from a country where, it's a more like, let's say, cash economy. Cards were not that, it's just beginning to change, but not everyone you would meet always has a card. So I went to the bank, we went to the bank, deposited the money, got a prepaid card, which took like 5 minutes to get, and I signed up right there in the banking hall, right? So after signing up, I'm like, so what next? Trust me, I just wanted to be in the system. And when I got in the system, I just didn't even know what I had signed up for. So we went back to my office, and he told me, so now you need to get a list. We need to talk to people. We need to do ABCD. But now it was getting late, because that whole process took like a whole day. So I had to drive back home. So I get home and I tell my wife, we joined something. She's like, what did we join? I'm like, we joined something. We're going to travel, and it has business to it. So she was so inquisitive. She wanted to know what exactly that was that we had joined, but I could not explain a thing. I told her, I saw excited people, and there's business to it. We just joined. That's it. What is it? The company. Ever had someone say World Adventure? That was me. So I said that, and but I mean, she got confused on how I could easily spend $511, and but for some reason she saw the excitement in me, and she figured maybe I could be right, and she just let it at that. So cool. So now I started. I mean, that is where my journey started. The first month. Now the following days, I invited my best friends. This is where things got tough. I invited my best friends, 7 of them. They came to my office in my boardroom. So this Kenyan guy still came and presented to the 7 guys. Wow, all of them, when he was gone, they asked me 3 questions. Martyn, where have you been with this thing? I said, nowhere. How much money have you made with this thing? I said, nothing. Who else is on the team with you? I said, no one. That is why I called you guys. They all looked me in the face, and they couldn't believe what I had just done. And when this gentleman was gone, they looked at me and told me, Martyn, we cannot do this with you. We're so sorry, man. You've been scammed. This is horrible, man. You're going to jail. Wow. So, and again, they went to Google and pulled up lots and lots of negative stuff. those are the things they were now sending to me. Negative, see this one, see this, see this, see this. Wow. You know, I sat down and thought to myself that, wow, so this is it. And, but in my mind, I still had that excitement, because I just could not explain what I had seen, but I still had that excitement within me. And all I was praying was, God, please help me. Let this thing be true. Let this thing be real. And so when they left, I sat all by myself. I did nothing all those 3 weeks. Now, what woke me up was that award-winning email of, because of course on my card, there was no extra money for the monthly fees, okay? So that email that came in, that, you know, payment decline, something like that, payment decline. We tried to pick some payment from your card, but some email of the sort. So I got that email and I woke up like, wait a minute. So I needed to pay monthly fees. I'm like, my account is going to go inactive and all I need is 4 people. So my first month I did nothing because my friends watered down my deal. And I couldn't even share it with any other person, because if my friend said no at that point, that's what I thought. If my friend said no, then hopefully no one else would say yes to this, because these are guys I was with in high school. We were together at the university. Even when we started working, we would hang out together. We would do so many things together. These were my tight friends. They all said no. That was hurting. So a month later, you know, that monthly fees comes in and I'm like, no, I have to wake up and do something. So I started showing every single person that came to my mind, anyone whose name I had, whose phone I had, I started showing everyone. Surprisingly, people that I never used to call my friends, these are guys that saw it and they're like, wow, this is amazing. I'm in. Before I knew it, I had 4 people. I had 6 people. I had 10. I had 20. And I hit senior rep a month later. I hit senior rep. And it is so, you know, and at that time, you know, there was this BMW qualifier. There was lots of things. There were lots of things at the time. And I made sure I qualified for each and everything. So when, and during that time is when Mark Morris was coming to Nairobi. So I decided to go to Nairobi to find out if Mark Morris is real and to find out if he really is in this company, because this Kenyan guy had been telling me Matt is in this company. And I had read about some books, you know, from Matt, and he's someone that I knew from afar. So I'm like, if this guy is in, he wouldn't jeopardize he wouldn't really, you know, do anything to sabotage, to kill his reputation, because if he's an author, so he wouldn't do anything illegal for his name to be, you know, tarnished. So I said, let me go to Nairobi and see if this guy is real, and if it's true he's in this company. I went to Nairobi, and that is where my journey, I would say, began, because meeting him face to face and having to speak to him, that built my belief, and I went back home and went all in. So I started building the business, and senior rep, then director in 3 months and 4 days. I hit director, and then an event was coming up, A View from the Edge in South Africa, the first ever view from the edge on the African continent. Yeah. So I went to Pretoria for that event, and that changed everything for me. So that is me and my brother, the guy that lent me the $511 right there. So, and my parents, of course, my father is a retired military officer, and my mom is a retired banker. So that is me. I told you, that is where I come from. So clearly, now you know. So this was my first regional training event in Nairobi, May 2015, okay? So yeah, once upon a time, that is how my back office looked like. So if your back office is 1619, just so you know, come on, it will always happen. So June, there you go. I hit director. And that is the event that changed my life, A View from the Edge. So A View from the Edge, I walked the stage, and I remember getting onto that stage. I forgot everything. I don't even remember what I said. I mean, I hope I mentioned my name. But one moment after you speak, giving your story on stage and getting to the side to wait for this picture, that is when I made a decision to go back home, close my company, and go all in. So I went back home, closed all my 2 companies, and went all in. So that was A View from the Edge 2015. And when I closed my companies, World Ventures became my home, but then attrition hit. So when attrition hit, see, I was 10 platinums away to marketing director, and I lost the entire team. I had 380 people on my team, and you know, there's a certain flashy company that came around, and every single person took off. They even wanted me to go join them in that company, and surprisingly, the company is no longer here. So I didn't go with them. So you know, after losing 378 people, staying with only 2 people on the team, that hit hard. I had closed all my companies. All these guys you see on the screen, apart from one person, stayed with me. So every single person quit. See, adversity hit. My son missed school at some point, the whole term, you know, because I could not put him in school. He missed school. And that really hurt so bad, because there are times I would get home and, you know, he would ask me, Dad, will I go back to school? And I would say, yes, Malcolm, you will go to school. You know, that really hurt so bad. There are days I would just, you know, my wife would look at me and he's like, what is this? I would get outside, get into the car and just cry and, you know, get back in the house and just sleep. And I'm like, no, this has got to work. This has got to work. And I always was passionate about it. So I kept digging, finding people like me, people that are hungry, people that are fighting, people that need change. I kept digging. I presented to everything. I would meet you, I would sleep, drink, eat, World Ventures. Every single person. You know, it is so funny that all my best friends, when they said no to me, so they went ahead and called all the other people that with like every other friend of ours, they called them. Now, instead of making their list and calling people, inviting them for presentations, they started making lists of people to call to warn them against me. So that when I call them, they shouldn't even pick my calls. It happened. So I call a few guys and some of them stopped picking my calls. And then eventually one of them just got back to me and was honest with me. He's like, man, this guy told me not to pick your calls because apparently you are running a scam, you're scamming people and ABCD. I'm like, oh, so it's like that. That is when I stopped calling every single person that I knew, all my friends, and I went for those other far off people that I never used to call my friends. So this is the thing. This is what I pick from all that story of mine. See, you might look at people and you call them your best friends. You might have 10 of them, or maybe you look at someone, you call them your best friend. But have you ever thought about the fact that if anyone else asked them about their top 10 friends, best friends, do you know you might not feature anywhere? That is where I was as I began to look at it that way. And that is when I said, okay, fine. I don't think I have a best friend. So yes, marketing director came in June. This was 2016. So after that, November 2015, lost the entire team. Then in January 2016, February 2016, I even started paying monthly fees. Then in March, that's when I started getting leaders. That is when I got IMD Philippa. If you know IMD Philippa, she's from Uganda. That is when I got someone that led me to IMD Hadassah. IMD Hadassah is from Uganda, who later led to IMD Jackie. So I have 3 IMDs on my team so far, and a number of RMDs and lots of MDs and directors, of course, and senior reps. So, but March 2016, that's when everything got up. You know, everyone now was fired up and we started running this business. So from June, you can see from June, in January, February, I had lost my entire team. Okay, I had lost my entire team. So in March, when I got these people, in June, I hit marketing director, then August, regional marketing director. Okay, so, and I mean, then I went to sleep because when I hit regional marketing director, clearly everything, see, I started paying off my debts and, you know, life got so sweet and I relaxed in a way. But then I went for Johnny, this event, Johnny in 2017, December. Everything changed for me. That's when I decided I needed to be IMD for sure. And then went for Momentum in 2018, February. And from there, I said, this is it. I'm going IMD. So after that Momentum in 2018, I sat down with my family and agreed. And I'm like, I'm going to be away for a couple of months, but I want all of you to walk the stage with me as IMD. So my kids said yes, they gave me the permission to go ahead and rock it. My wife gave me the permission to go. So I left home immediately after Momentum in 2018, February. I left home, went away for 3 months. 3 months because it was 3 months to boot camp. And I wanted us to walk the stage at boot camp as IMD. 3 months, but I hit NMD anyway. I hit NMD. I didn't hit the target, but I hit NMD. And that was June 2018. And on July 4th, 2018, I hit IMD. So we went back at the view and walked the stage. And that's my family right there. We walked the stage. So it took me a few months. So it's funny how just one decision, if you decide you're going to do this, you will definitely do it, okay? So IMD went and walked the stage with my kids and wow, it was an amazing experience. And of course, getting this house, IMD house, honestly, I had run my companies for close to 10 years. I didn't even have a house to my name. But getting to hit the top rank in the company, getting the house bonus and getting this house, truly speaking, this really, really humbles me so much. And clearly it is doable. This is doable, definitely. So that is my story to IMD. Of course, I have to really consider the time that we're having and go ahead and, you know, and put it together with my story. But clearly it was never easy, but it was really worth it. And right now I'm away from home. I've been away from home since February. And the same thing that I asked my family to let me go. So I go make things happen. And yes, so I'm away from home. Been away since February. I was supposed to be away really for just 1 month. But again, the lockdown got me here, and you know, when you get lemons, you make lemonade. So that's what I did, and it turns out, I mean, the last 2-3 weeks, I've been in the top 10 globally, top 10 income earners globally, and hopefully even last week. Clearly, we get to know that next week, and surely I'm definitely there because the cycle board was cranking last night, and of course, yes. So my sister Efrosini also asked me to talk about the super cycle. There's never been a better time to cycle than now because it's just one platinum left, one platinum right, and that's a cycle. Come on. A platinum is $300, $350 with business. Why not? We joined when it was $511. Now it's at $350, $300. Why wouldn't you? 2 gold members left, 2 gold members right, and that's a cycle. A gold is, well, in Europe, it's $250, $200, yeah, $200. $200, then $250 with business. So that is two, and that's a cycle. Come on. And for most of you, don't even log into your back offices to check. Some of you have one leg blown out, and all you need is just 2 on your pay leg to get a cycle. That's a goal. Or 1 platinum member to get a cycle. Come on, guys. Don't play with this, because during this period that we are in, everyone is free. Just get on the phone. Call. If your phone doesn't die several times a day, the battery, honestly, you're playing with this thing, and if you rest, you rust. So you need to wake up and get to run with this thing, because coming out of this pandemic, you will be seen by what you did. See, 4 or 5 months from today, if you are sleeping, if you've been sleeping, you will be seen. And if you've been putting in the work, you will still be seen. The results will show. You can lie to the world, but you can never lie to yourself. Because guess what? If you think, see, there is a difference between being busy and being productive. So anyone can call you and you're like, you're busy, but busy doing what? You need to be productive. And by being productive, it's simple. Get the phone, call every single person you have on the phone. Call everyone. What's the worst that can happen? This is the world has taught every single person to be online. So if you couldn't reach someone in Australia, now you can reach them. You can get them on Zoom because everyone is home. Why not? So please, let's do this. Let's crush this. And again, we have the ignition. Honestly, when the first came, it helped lots of people rank up. Now there is this ignition. If you don't have ignition and you really want to rank up, please get ignition 3.0. And I watched the video, but I don't remember what was in. But if you bought ignition 2.0 from March, I think a certain date, maybe 25th March to date, if you bought ignition 2.0, so you get 3.0 for free. But if you didn't, then you have to buy ignition 3.0. So make sure you get ignited. Buy 3.0 and let's start ranking up. This helps you get to residual income faster. You get to 3-star faster. You get to senior rep faster. You need to have those short-term goals. You can't join today and expect to be IMD tomorrow. No. So you need to get those short-term goals. At least go for the first 4. Go for the 6. Go for the 2-star. If you're in your first 2 months, chase for the rising star bonus. Make sure you get the $200. Okay. So then go 3-star. Then go senior rep. Then go director. See, that's just how it is going to happen. And the excitement you have for the next rank will always drive you to another. But remember one thing, the people that take you to a rank might not necessarily be the same people that will take you to another. So you have to constantly be producing. So don't expect to have some people on your team and you just leave it at that and think these guys will take me to another rank. No, you've got to put in the work. I am here grinding. And when the lockdown happened, I decided to stay. And next week, if not today, I think we could have hoped an RMD. I'm yet to check the system. So if not today, then maybe next 2 weeks, we're having 2 RMDs here. And in the next 2 months, 2 IMDs from this place. This is really exciting. So with that said, honestly, I see we have run out of time. So let me kindly pass it back on to our sister, my sister, Efrosini. It was an honor, having me on this call. I really and truly appreciate you. And I can't wait for this lockdown to end so we can get to hang out together and have some fun.
Absolutely. And firstly, thank you for your time, Martyn. Your story, wow. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but we're sitting here watching you and trying to hold back the tears, because I'll tell you the 2 things that fascinate me about your story, Martyn. One is how small a window it was in your first month from being in and almost giving up because of your first experience. And how many people that have gone to not even anything similar to your first 30 days, where there's, you know, your closest friends completely rejected you, but not only just said no, but actually were very negative about it. And how many people in that small window give up on their dreams and then never have the potential to see what could have happened afterwards. Like for me, like I've recorded this, I'm going to post this on YouTube. I believe every single person needs to hear that story, because you've changed so many lives, because those first 30 days when you got your first punch, instead of staying down and, you know, giving up, which would have been the easiest thing to do, you got up and you fought back. So I love that part of your story. And I love the part as well in terms of, because this is true character. True character always shows during the tough times. You know, tough times don't last, but tough people do. And man, your persistence, your perseverance, your character, you deserve everything you're going to get, Martyn. And I know that what you're achieving now is nothing compared to where you're going. So thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Guys, I'm going to be posting this recording. I'm telling you, this is a recording. This is a video you literally need to call, physically call. Don't just post the link to your team members. Physically call them. Tell them what you got from this call. Don't summarize the call. Just tell them one thing that you got from this call. Get them to listen to it. But more importantly, take one action today, one decision. When I say take one action, I don't mean make one phone call. Take one action today that you're going to be grateful for the next few months and next few years. And I want to finish off with this, because the other day, literally, I came across this and I thought, holy moly, our compensation plan is ridiculous, okay? I want to just share this one thing. As I was talking to a couple of my IMDs, and we were talking about how many people right now need to make money fast. Silver's great for some people in terms of long term. Personally, you guys know we're not really pushing silver. Here's what I'm pushing when people need to make money fast, guys. Have a look at this on your screen right now. And I want you to focus on platinum. If someone gets started today, look at this. Today's Saturday, a week starts on a Saturday and it finishes on a Friday night at midnight. Last night I was doing a presentation, with Martyn and his team. They call it Super Cycle Friday, because Friday night they're presenting like crazy to finish the week strong. Martyn, I believe you had something like 240 people in that presentation, something along those lines. The energy was fantastic. And guys, if you start the week, especially this is the new people, because the new people will also get the rising star bonus if they do this within the first 8 weeks, okay? So if someone brand new starts today and they make 6 platinum sales by Friday at midnight, they make $1,000 US in cash and $1,200 in Dream Trip reward points, Guys, tell me anywhere where someone can make $2,200 in bonuses with cash combined in 1 week. 6 platinum sales. Why? Because they get the rising star, they get the lifestyle bonus. We've got 2 weeks left until the end of the month. They also get, in terms of if they do 6 platinum sales in a week, the triple cycle. When you do 3 cycles in a week, you don't make $150 US, you make $300. I'm telling you, if you just put your energy this week on I'm going to go get those 6. Even if you show 20 or 30 people personally, but you make 6 sales in a week and you make $850 to $1,000 US, what's the following week going to look like for you if you make that happen? What if the following week you help 1 or 2 people do the same thing in your team? I'm telling you guys, May is momentum month, okay? Keep that word in your mind. May is momentum month. Take the next couple of weeks, blitz like crazy. 30th of May, we're going to have a Super Saturday, 16 IMDs. It's not going to be like a traditional Super Saturday, guys. You're going to hear so many stories. I'm telling you, your team is going to be so fired up after what we have in store for the 30th of May. But to have the biggest impact in your team, remember, the way you go into a training determines the fire you get afterwards. If you go into a training on fire, you have an explosion. If you go to a training with a spark, you create a fire. Do you want a fire or do you want an explosion? So guys, that's it from me. I will post the recording. Martyn, thank you once again, my friend. Really, really appreciate this. Have an amazing week, guys. Let's make this a record week. It's momentum month this month, and see you soon somewhere around the world.